Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Anime Theory, where I get the honor of filling up some of the deep plot holes left in Angel Beats. This is gonna be a fun one. By the way, this theory will contain spoilers for the entirety of Angel Beats. If you don't want to be spoiled or ruin the Angel Beats experience, I'd recommend you go watch that first. It's only 13 episodes and it's on Crunchyroll as well. Though it's not perfect, I'd still recommend it, but you've been warned. Now, how about we get to today's main topic? The tried and true classic with a couple issues here and there, Angel Beats. This anime has been requested a ton of times, being about the 4th most requested episode so far. Which, yes, I'll be getting to those other ones too, don't worry. It surprised me to see how many people wanted an Angel Beats theory. Seriously, it was quite astonishing, as I never knew Angel Beats was as popular as it is. Personally, I found the anime to be pretty fantastic. Sure, it had some annoying plot holes by the end of it, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't enjoy it. Honestly, this anime is definitely one of the sadder ones I've watched, with the last couple episodes being some of the best in terms of bringing in the feels. And yes, before you ask, I did cry. I am a sob when it comes to anime, so trust me, that's pretty normal. Now, going back to that whole plot hole thing, well, it's actually part of the focus of this theory. You see, I've thought of a theory that, ironically enough, managed to be a perfect fill for that hole, and also seems to fit a little too well in the story itself. It was too cool of a theory not to share with you guys, so, without further ado, let's dig right in. So, to catch up to people who have never watched Angel Beats, or perhaps need a refresher, Angel Beats takes place in a school set in some sort of afterlife, where everyone who's there, and isn't an NPC of course, had issues during their life that made it so they couldn't move on when they died. Our main hero, Otonashi, is a newly arriving member of the Afterlife Battlefront, where a large sum of the other real people are battling against Angel. Angel's basically the head of the domain, and has some extreme abilities and powers that she was able to code onto herself. Yes, I do know she has a real name, but Angel fits better, considering the name of the show. Also, I might as well mention Yuri, as she's the head of the Afterlife Battlefront, and she'll be important to this theory as well. Now that we have the introduction out of the way, let's begin tackling the actual meat of the theory. Late into the series, Yuri comes across a large room full of computers and wires, and some strange guy lurking in the distance. It is discovered that the entire world was developed by a programmer, and that the programmer is still in the world at the moment. This programmer was responsible for the entire school, the functioning of the afterlife world, the NPCs, everything. Ironically enough though, we never do get an explanation on who the programmer is. I guess we'll just never know. But in the end, this is just my crazy theory. No matter if you agree or... Actually, maybe I do know who the programmer is. I really hope no one fell for that. In fact, I think the programmer was right under our nose the whole time, as after looking over the evidence given by the show, the only possible answer is Otonashi. Yes, the happy-go-lucky main character is the most likely one to have created this entire afterlife in Angel Beats. There's a decent amount of evidence to go through, so let's get started. So first of all, we need to take into account what happened to the programmer. Apparently, he created this world waiting in the vain hopes that the person who was important to him would eventually show up there. After waiting a long time, she never arrived. Eventually, he turned himself into an NPC, and that's supposedly where the story would end. Or, at least that's what you'd think. Now, when turned into an NPC, the person who has changed loses their memories, basically forgetting everything that happened to them. They basically become a completely different person. Now, it may seem like there's no escape from this, but that's actually incorrect. Both Yuri and Takamatsu both eventually become NPCs, and then eventually escape that state, so yes, it's fully possible that this programmer could have eventually escaped the state. Now let me ask you, in what condition do we find Otonashi at the start of the series? From the literal start, he has no memories of his past life. Isn't it just so interesting that he would start off with no memories, despite the fact that his death was not likely to cause said memory loss? Well, it could have been a coincidence, right? Well, actually, that's where the plot hole comes in. You see, at the end of the series, it is revealed that Angel has received his heart from his real-life body after the train accident. Now, the issue with this revelation is that, supposedly, Otonashi died after Angel, which would make it completely impossible for her to have his heart. Well, it would be impossible, if he had popped up when it seemed like he did. You see, if he had created this world beforehand and turned into an NPC, then the whole plot hole gets filled up. Think about it, the programmer was waiting for someone to arrive. Wouldn't it make sense that he was waiting to see the person who had his heart? If he was the programmer, he would have arrived before Angel, meaning that this whole time problem no longer exists. Wouldn't it make sense that Otonashi had been there before then? Now, why would he make this program beyond just waiting, you ask? Well, think about what happened right before he died. His sister had passed away and he was trying to become a doctor to help people. He died right before he even had the chance to try, and thus he had no way of fulfilling his goal. The whole Afterlife universe, however, is the perfect extension of his ideals. If he can't help them in life, why not help them in death? He can help the troubled people pass on, which, in essence, is still helping people. It just makes perfect sense that he'd build a whole world built on trying to help these kids experience the life they never got to. No matter what way you look at it, Otonashi being the programmer makes perfect sense. Considering that in order to avoid the plot hole, Otonashi must have died before Angel, he must have been there long before she had arrived. If he was waiting for her to arrive, it makes sense that he'd become an NPC to help bide out his time. It also makes the beginning with his memory loss make a whole lot more sense, and honestly, it gives the actual explanation for the world's existence. Considering that we never got a solid answer as to who the programmer is, and the evidence in the show, it's clear that Otonashi is the original creator of this world. It just makes too much sense and fits a little too well not to be true. So, in essence, Angel Beats was lying to you from the moment it started. It seems like Otonashi might just have had more going on than he initially seemed. But hey, that's just my crazy theory. Whether you agree or disagree with it, I hope it was at least an enjoyable video. If you have an anime or theory suggestion, put it in the comment section below or tell me on Twitter. As the last 3 episodes have proven, yes, I do listen to viewer requests. Heck, that's becoming a majority of my theories at this point, so don't be afraid to suggest one. Trust me, I'm reading all of them. Hey everybody, if you like this video, please be sure to like, comment, and, maybe press that subscribe button, like, if you like these anime theories, you probably should press it so you can get more, and, hey, check out my Twitter account, it's in the description, and hey, I talk about stuff on Twitter, so why don't you check out that, or hey, check out the stuff right there. You got a Gakugarashi theory, which you only have to watch 1 episode of School Live or Gakugarashi to watch it, and that's pretty cool, or the Death Note theory, but it's like the whole anime, but still, they're pretty cool theories. And also check out this cool 8-bit cover of the Angel Beats opening, because I've decided I'm gonna start recommending lesser known things, videos related to whatever I cover, and I figure, hey, this is a pretty cool one. And other than that, I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later.